Welcome to the PMO Global Awards presentation made on the 11th of May 2018 as part of the submission requirement. This presentation is made possible by two of the present members of the Project Management Office of the Ministry of Works, Municipality Affairs and Urban Planning, the Kingdom of Bahrain. My name is Saliha Ismail, the lead nominator and one of the presenters, and co-presented by my colleague Mr. Ahmad Yasni. However, in presenting this journey, we also recognize the contributions of previous and current PMO members. We would also like to thank His Excellency the Minister for giving us the approval to take part in this competition. And finally, we dedicate this work to the memory of our ex-colleague, the late Mr. Terry Gosling. So let's get started with the overview of the agenda of the presentation today. We'll go through our presentation through 6 interrelated parts. Each one has a critical role to play in enabling what we consider successful PMO. Part 1 provides the context, overview of the Ministry of Works, Municipality Affairs and Urban Planning, and the overview of the Project Management Office. Part 2 is about the PMO journey from its inception to until today, our mission and where we are today. Part 3 describes the PMO's own structure and our relationship to other business units. Part 4 explains about PMO's objectives, our main function, products and services. Part 5, which is the proof of the pudding if you will, showcases the results of the office has delivered and the impact that this has made on the project management performance in the ministry. And finally, part 6, we conclude with a glimpse into the future, our hope, our aspiration, and what is next for us, the never-ending journey of continuous improvement. We will begin with the overview of the Ministry and the Project Management Office. The Ministry of Works, Municipality Affairs and Urban Planning, or herewith shall be referred to as the Ministry. Now, to understand the context to which PMO function, the Ministry is the implementer of public infrastructure works for the Kingdom of Bahrain. The Ministry of Works is divided into 4 major divisions, headed by His Excellency the Minister of Works. Ministry is known as Work Affairs. So under His Excellency the Minister, there are 4 divisions. Reporting to the Undersecretary, which is under His Excellency the Minister, who is responsible for the Work Affairs day-to-day operations. The 4 division has its own Assistant Undersecretary. They are Roads Planning and Project Directorate, Roads Projects and Maintenance Directorate, both reporting to the AUS Roads, Sanitary Engineering Planning and Project Directorate, Sanitary Engineering Operation and Maintenance, both reporting to AUS Sanitary Engineering Affairs, Strategic Project Directorate, Construction Project Directorate, Building Maintenance and Construction Projects, reporting to AUS Construction Projects and Maintenance, Information Technology Directorate, Material Engineering Directorate, Cost Engineering Directorate, reporting to the AUS Technical Services, Human Resource Directorate, Finance Resources Directorate, both reporting directly to the Undersecretary or the US. I will mention His Excellency Office in the PMO structure slide. Work Affairs has a strength of about 1,500 employees. We're an ISO 9001-2015 certified and a Palladium Balanced Scorecard Hall of Fame organization. However, the following presentation is focused to the Work Affairs because it is related to the PMO mandate. The Ministry of Work Affairs is primarily responsible for infrastructure development relating to the public roads networks, wastewater infrastructure system, design, construction and maintenance of public buildings, such as school, universities, sports, hospitals, to name a few, for other government agencies. So in other words, the core business of the ministry is executing infrastructure projects, operations and maintenance of the government assets of those infrastructure. Hence, the importance of project management discipline as one of the core competencies. Work Affairs merged with Municipality Affairs and Urban Planning in 2013 to become Ministry of Works, Municipality Affairs and Urban Planning, as part of streamlining all the public infrastructure development works under Bahrain Strategy 2020. So now let's look at the Project Management Office overview, and we will refer to as PMO or us throughout the presentation. With the long-term strategy of establishing the office as a center of excellence, the PMO was established as a source of documentation, guidance and matrix for best practices of project management using the enterprise-wide project management system, or known as the PMS. So we will refer to project management system as a PMS throughout the presentation. The PMS, which is also our product, tailored to the Work Affairs project lifecycle, and was developed following Project Management Institute, or PMI's project management body of knowledge. We provide support to all the ministry's directorates and serve as the process owner of Project Management Information System, or the system for managing project information. So I will pass the next slide to my colleague, Mr. Ahmad Yasni.
Thank you, Mr. Leha. Yes, my name is Ahmad Yasni, and I will briefly bring you to experience our journey, and I will mention few key milestones that we have achieved for each period from our inception till now. We have to admit that it's not been a smooth journey. After all, it's been 13 years since the inception of the PMO, and the current members of the PMO team has been around for the last 8 years. And throughout, we have faced many challenges, but with dedication and commitment and perseverance, bring us to what we are now today. So let's talk a little bit more about our journey. Way back in 2002, a new committee was set up to look into a possibility of creating new unit called the Project Management Office. To support this proposal, the committee has engaged a consultant to do the assessment of project management gap in the ministry. Okay, and based on this assessment, the consultant recommended that there's a need to establish a PMO, and also we need to develop the proper project management system to manage our projects. So in between 2004 to 2007, the ministry had gone through the proper channels to establishing the PMO, and at the same time getting all the necessary funding and budget to support the office. In 2008, the PMO is established and managed by a team of consultants. This consultant has been tasked to develop the PMS and also develop a strategy to roll out the project management system to all the ministry staff. The contract is only for 1 year, so by the end of 2008, after the consultant contract expired, the ministry had proceeded to hire full-time staff to run the PMO. So by the end of 2009, the ministry have recruited 4 full-time staff to replace the consultant. So one of the first thing that the full-time staff of PMO need to do is to roll out the PMS. So in 2010, we have established ourselves as admin office. Okay. Most of our activities during this period is collecting data about projects and summarize the project's progress to the top management. We also taken steps to advance our role to support office within 4 years' time. As part of our service improvement, we conduct our first internal customer satisfaction survey by end of the year, and the result allow us to strengthen and improve our services. All these activities continues until the change of leadership in 2012. When PMO leadership changed in 2012, under the new direction of our PMO chief, who also happens to be the advisor to His Excellency the Minister, his recommendation was to submit a revised strategy for improvement of PMO. So, there are two strategies that we have presented to His Excellency and his management. The first one being the short-term plan, which mostly address the immediate gap in the areas of project management competency. And the second plan is the medium-term plan, which mostly focus on our PMO internal process and presented action to address on how to achieve project management excellence in the ministry and supporting to increase ministry project management maturity. Part of the short-term plan also includes the assessment of the PMS adoption by the Directorate, of which we have developed the PMS audit criteria and process. Following which, we conducted our first PMS audit to selected projects as a pilot rollout program. By 2014, we have moved to a standard PMO. We have at this time developed the project governance model. In the same year, we have launched our second internal customer satisfaction survey. Again, this is to assess our level of satisfaction of PMO services. The result from the survey led us to revise again our strategy to further improve on our services. By end of that year, we have also rolled out a system called Project Management Information System. This is the system for the project managers or engineers to report on their projects. So this rollout of Project PMIS is only at this point to a piloted directorate, because part of our short-term plan. A key milestone achieved in 2015 is the award of Registered Education Provider or the PMI REP status by the Project Management Institute or PMI as we all know it. REP status allow us to conduct certification program, namely Certified Associate Project Management or CAPM, and the most sought after Project Management Professional or PMP credential to all eligible ministry staff. Moving forward in 2016, we still continue all our certification training programs, which now has become part of PMO operations. We have also streamlined our training process with HRD. This has made our work easier in organizing the participant to attend the training. Also, we developed a training policy that was approved by the Undersecretary, which ensure that the policy will be adhered to by the ministry staff attending the training program. In the same year, we launched a few other initiatives to streamline many of the processes, including standardization of project reporting and channels of communication, integrating the PMIS with other internal systems, and developing a way or mechanism to ensure the information or data that was entered to the PMIs of good quality. Again, we also initiated some other programs, including to building partnership with external stakeholder in 2017. One of the most immediate program was creating partnership with external organization called the Tamkin. Another important initiative, again in the 2017, conducted by us, was to develop a smart decision-making tool for the top management. Through PMIS as a data platform, this new tool is hoped to give the top management a helicopter view of the progress and the achievement of all the programs and projects in a very simple graphical dashboard.
As mentioned in our previous slide, we presented our revised strategy to become a support office from admin office, where we propose our roles and function within the ministry and how PMO can add value to the organization. The reason why we propose this model because PMO does not own projects. Rather, we are set up as a governance office and a custodian of the PMS life cycle, but not the user of the methodology. Because PMO was established long after the existence of project. So we also want to be clear with our sense of purpose and answer the question why we exist. So therefore, after a lot of brainstorming with the team, we have agreed to write our mission, that is, PMO in coordination and collaboration with its stakeholders and customers promotes best project management practices and knowledge that enables the ministry to better manage and deliver projects. We define the difference between stakeholders and customers. Stakeholders are the business unit who collaborate with us to deliver our services. Our customers are the members of project staff or end users, those who are tasked of applying the project management system tools and templates. We also develop our own roadmap. So this is based on the Gartner model, as you can see there, but we put in our key milestones that we needed to complete in order for us to move from one stage to the next. So there are 5 stages here, from admin office to basic office, standard PMO, advanced PMO, and to the Center of Excellence. All these from 2009 to 2020. Today, we can say that we are somewhere in between standard PMO and advanced PMO. So let's look at the next slide. We will now look into where the PMO sit in organization structure or in the ministry, and our relationship to other business units in the ministry. Our office is one of the business units that report directly to His Excellency the Minister. As you can see from the slide, there are other business units in brown color. Apart from us, there are Strategic Planning and Quality Management, Communication Directorate, Special Project Office, Central Planning Office, Legal Advisor, and the Internal Audit Section. So within the PMO, we have the PMO Chief, which is Abdul Nabi Al-Sabah, Information Specialist, and the PMO team. All of us are head of strategic projects, and the names are there. However, 2 of the members have left early this year, leaving just the 3 of us. So let's look at the next slide, our relationship to other business units. As a governance office and a custodian of the PMS, the project lifecycle, it is important to have a plan of how methodology is to be rolled out to the directorates. So in doing so, we need to be innovative in our thinking of how we can implement the PMS. So in our medium-term plan, we propose that the PM section should be our extension and the first line of support in our two-way communication with the directorates. So I have stated previously that the directorates own the projects as they have the ultimate responsibility for successful project delivery. As you can see on the left-hand side, the 3 core divisions that own the projects with 6 PM sections, so 2 PM sections in each affairs. But because PM section are part of the directorate, so that's why we propose they be our extension implementing the governance, so that we can assist the PM section in project governance applications to their project in the directorate, assisting in a project startup document such as business case, project charter, or procurement document to some extent. So the PM section will bring out issues and requests to us, and we will respond accordingly. So we provide products, PMS, tool and templates, and our services, which is the advisory, coaching and mentoring to those directorates. So to do our job, each of us has to take ownership of a specific affairs of the work affairs, as I mentioned previously. So I am responsible for sanitary engineering affairs. My colleague Dr. Vinod is responsible for construction projects, and Mr. Ahmad Yassin is responsible for road affairs, working with me and together with the PMIS. At the same time, we partner with other support functions in continually improving overall ministry's performance as you can see on the right hand side in the orange boxes. So with HRD, we collaborate in training, with ITD in system integration, with material engineering in quality or audit plan, with finance resources in budgeting and budget application, with cost engineering in the cash flow and tender document, and with D1 or the Minister's Office is how we assist in escalating project issues. So our modus operandi with both stakeholders and customers is more a change management. So therefore we look into a lot of change management models and methods so that we can actually do our job. And the closest one is the ADCAR model. So instead of policing or forcing, we sell the idea of project management, stressing on risk avoidance and the benefits that can be achieved by working together in the team. And also the importance of knowledge sharing, accountabilities and transparency. So this way, project managers accept the idea and see the importance of applying the PMS to their projects. So with this type of modus operandi, we are able to be involved and be accepted without much resistance. Of course, we have to have different strategies of how we work with different type of resistance. But working this way, we are able to collect information, gaps, conflicts and issues, understand better of the directorate's processes, and are able to propose improvement through discussions with the project team, their management and the PM section, but also through lessons learned meeting, PM community meetings that we hold with them regularly. So there's wealth of data, information and knowledge about the directorate's processes, projects, project teams and their environment that we learn and collected over the years. From there, we propose future improvements or create new initiatives or policies to close those gaps. So what we do is we write a yearly action plan and agree with 3 core divisions top management, which is the AUS and the directors. But in the meantime, we continuously building project management capabilities through coaching, mentoring and training, especially to the young engineers, and provide advisory services to project teams and their management. So this is how we organized ourselves to deliver value to customers and our customers and stakeholders. So let's move on to the next part. The PMO objective, our main function, products and services that we provide to the ministry. So based on our original mandate as a support office, and after much collection of data about directorate's processes and their project environment, we formulated 3 objectives that are centralized in these 3 key areas. 1, promoting the application of project management system or PMS tools and templates and PMIS to all projects in the ministry. 2, building project management capabilities through project management training, coaching and mentoring to project staff, especially to the young engineers. 3, continually identify, assessing and close gaps in projects to reduce risks to the organization. So these objectives formulated to focus on our customers and stakeholders through their project management section, because at the end of the day we are aiming to align their thinking that it's important to apply the methodology as standardization, but also to build and share their knowledge, and that what makes it easier to achieve these 3 objectives. So the following 2 slides will explain about the PMO governance of how we conduct our work, our roles and responsibilities, and our scope, which we documented in our charter document and documented them as our processes as part of our governance. So let's look at this slide, the PMO roles and responsibilities, where we have divided our roles and responsibilities according to 3 sequential domains, as you can see here, from the creation of ideas pre-project on the left side, through the project life cycle, and to the post-project advisory, concentrating on advisory and support services to the core directorates. The most important for us is, of course, during the project domain. And the focus is to PMS governance application. So when we say application, is through coaching, mentoring and reporting, and also advise and assess their project. Because of the organizational maturity, so we have to start from the project domain and slowly growing further. This includes slowly getting the team to use PMIS to store their project document and share them with the project team. So with our own project and technical background, we also offer advice, especially in providing alternative solutions, decision-making process using project management best practices. So the second domain is the program domain. We focus on removing duplication of projects across directorates when we know they can be grouped in a program rather than working in silos. So we work across sections and directorate, pointing out the benefits of working together in program to achieve better benefits. And the third domain is the pre-project or portfolio domain, where we partner with SPQM and along with the directorates. So this is more on the organizational level, where we assist aligning projects to various initiatives and objectives at a more strategic level, especially during budget application. So this logic is working thus far. So as with our roles and responsibilities, we also develop our scope, rather the focus areas that we are working on. This is to avoid ourselves from being involved into directorate functional issues, because this can easily happen in our line of work. Again, following 3 sequential domains, our main focus is, of course, in the project domain, in the middle, where we work together with the PM section to focus on the application of PMS and the PMIS. This is also through coaching and mentoring, making sure that the project governance as well, such as team meetings, cross directorates boundaries to avoid silo thinking, building project schedule and reporting, happening with the aim of getting the project information visible to team and top management. So we assist in escalating project risk and issues to the top management for those projects that are in trouble. All these are done through coaching and mentoring, so that the team understood that knowledge is power, not information. And in the second domain, which is the program domain, we focus on getting the operations and maintenance team to be part of the project and making sure that the project team understood that the operations and maintenance team are the end users of the asset, or rather the asset owners. Therefore, their issues, either technical and operation issues, resource requirement and capabilities, should be taken into account in the design and project scope, rather than following the design manual blindly. A lot of lessons learned discussion happen here, where we facilitate more sessions between the 2 core businesses, namely project directorate and the operation directorate. So this has assist in resolving at the organization level a lot of issues in asset adoption at the end of the life cycle of the project. So mind you, the issues of asset adoption has been around longer than us being on board. So this has provided much relief to the operations team. And the third domain, which is the portfolio domain, we provide clear criteria of separating projects and operations. so that the PMS methodology can systematically be applied to the different classes of projects, either class A, B or C, based on the PMS complexity criteria. This is also where we assist the directors and coach the project managers to build business cases for strategic projects, and helping them doing feasibility studies and building project team that include consultant and contractors. We also assist in assigning roles and responsibilities to the team members, reviewing their project management documents, develop communication plan and to include external sponsors to some projects. So the list of work goes on, depending on how much the support the project managers and project team and the project management section required us to be involved. So, in essence, what you see here is the pictorial view of the project governance model, application model, illustrating the project environment in relating to our scope of work, where on the left you'll see the project team, and the PMO is on the right hand side, so that the project team know that we are not messing about in their project, but rather ensuring key focus areas that we are working on is, again, the application of the PMS and the PMIS and the project governance, which we then extract the lessons learned, promoting project visibility and transparencies, and also benefit of working in teams. So this is the driver for change, or rather our driver for change, where we have the most opportunities of embedding improvement, be it the project management, processes, system, and most importantly, communications. So let's move on to the fifth part, which is the 2017 results, where we hope to showcase our results, benefit, and the impact to the organizational maturity. So we have explained the context of how we structured ourselves to deliver value that outline the major milestones in our story so far. So let us focus on, at the end of the day, what really matters, the value that we brought to the ministry. But it's really hard to quantify achievements to a particular year, as our work is a continuous journey in itself. As the foundation was set in our short-term and medium-term plan that we have put in place in 2012, and subsequently producing yearly plan to continue our work based on the feedback to provide further value to our stakeholders and customers. So we would say 2017 is a year of us reaping the benefits from our strategy, as what we have observed. Perhaps the most challenging of all is change in project environment culture. Over the lifetime of our journey so far, we have seen a gradual change of mindset in accepting the importance of and the use of project management. Now, throughout the ministry, there well-established lesson learned repository, which the PMO owned and referred to, and the frequent facilitation of lessons learned meeting, risk management workshops, consultation, system trainings, PM community meetings, and even project team meetings in directorates. So accepting each other as a family, inviting other directorates to be involved in all those meetings. So we also see every other month that project team and directorates inviting us and accepting us as one of them, or asking us to facilitate such meetings. We also see now project team meetings happening that includes representatives from various business units, which is a measure of how far we have moved from the silo-based mentality we once had. So it is now a norm to see coordination and collaboration among project teams in terms of process integration with project management, or getting us to speak to other directorates, because we are the representative for other affairs, if they have any request for further meetings. So to a good extent, PMS is tailored to directorate's standard operation procedure, which also shows the maturity of our organization in project management. So we definitely have come a long way, and in learning our own lessons and a way to improve our work. So with PMS and PMIS now as enabler, so we have now increased project visibility and accountability with clearly delineated project roles. In this way, the communication has increased between us and the directorates, where we've always been referred to every time the new project starts, and the project team do not shy away from asking assistance and advice from us in their project. So this is a big achievement to us, that our strategy is working towards the goals and the objective that we have set up. Not only that, we've been made aware that our methodology is used by some other external government projects, and also external government organizations such as Survey, Land and Registry Bureau and Municipality Affairs, among others, have approached us to share our journey and lessons learned, so that it'll give them ideas of how they can set up their own PMO. Indeed, this is a further acknowledgement to our office. But most importantly, through our own reporting to His Excellency, we continuously get his feedback, suggestions and the way forward. The support from His Excellency and the top management is crucial in supporting and continuing our work. So we'll show here our photo with His Excellency the Minister, acknowledging our achievement in 2015 when we obtained the PMI REP status. As you can see in the photo, there are 4 PMO members. From the left, you can see Dr. Vinod, and the next is Hamad next to him, and His Excellency is third from the left. The PMO Chief, Abdul Nabi Al-Sabah. Next to Abdul Nabi is myself, Saliha Ismail, and Khalid Al-Khaja, and Mr. Ahmad Yasni. So let us look at the next slide about the details of 2017 results on the initiatives that we have carried out in 2016. So as a result of 2015 of us becoming the PMI REP, it has been 2 years now that we are able to create tangible benefit in building project management capabilities. So within the ministry, we have trained about 210 staff in project management in 2017. This includes municipalities and urban planning staff, when we extend our services to them in 2016. Within that, we've also achieved an 84% passing rate for CAPM and 75% for PMP. So the ministry now has about 45 PMPs and 16 CAPMs. To translate that to training cost amount, we have saved about 31,842 Bahraini dinar, or about $84,000 in project management training costs. So this is a big deal, as training costs have been reduced due to the constraint in the government overall budget. So we've always looking for ways of how to improve ourselves. As we mentioned in our timeline, we have in 2017 initiated a partnership with Tamkeen, Bahrain training funder, to reimburse the Bahraini staff who have been certified as CAPM and PMPs. So this automatically fills in the gap in the training required by project staff when we become the training provider in project management. In fact, in our feedback form from the participants who attended our training, demonstrate 100% interest in pursuing project management knowledge and certification, which is a big shift in the culture and mindset.
So next key result is the impact of PMS to the projects, which resulted in two key areas, increased adoption of PMS in projects and increase of communication between us, PMO, and the directorates. Alright, let's take a look one by one. Under the adoption of PMS, based on the PMS audit, we saw increase of 64% when we do our audit in 2017 as compared to 23% in terms of using PMS templates. So there's a high jump of people, project team using templates as we are getting more and more people understand how to use the PMS. What it means that it proves more and more projects are recognizing the importance of standardization using our tools and templates in helping them to manage their projects. Project teams now understood that the project is not just about the delivery of projects, but the importance of record keeping. This is very important, and having the project management document using our templates, that is, to guide them through projects, and they using our template as well, they can review their own project risks and claims and dispute and as well as increase communication between project teams. Now, coming back to the communication, based on our latest survey in the areas of communication between PMO and our customer and our stakeholders, from the survey we saw the increase from 40% to 56%. This is an increase of 16 percentage point, showing a higher level of awareness and adoption of PMS applied within their projects. So moving on, another key result. This is based on PMIS, how PMIS impact on the projects. As you can see from the slide, there are three key results here: project reported, strengthen project as a portal, and as well as data exchange. To understand this, before PMIS is implemented, every directorate produces their own reporting using manual templates. As part of process improvement, we saw great opportunity to push for electronic reporting, as reporting electronically will become simpler, and more importantly, the information or data that we collect from project will be stored into a single database. Another benefit is this has indirectly relieved the directorates of some resources of doing just full-time reporting for different stakeholders, because PMIS can also be used to generate various type of reports to various external stakeholders. So as you can see from the slide, coming back to project reported, our last PMIS audit showing that increase of 87% of our projects now reporting online as compared to 7% when it was first rolled out way back in 2015. As I mentioned before, another result of PMIS is the data exchange across different in-house systems. Various in-house systems has other project information such as contract information, financial information that can be shared with PMIS. We have led the integration system. Hence, as a result, all project information are now shared across multiple systems to multiple directorates. And this information are visible to project team and as well as the top management. Finally, the result from the two achievements has led the PMIS to become a central project portal that can be served as a decision-making tool, because the data which is available can be used to extrapolate and make various types of reporting, and also the data can become the source for our strategic objective for our KPI when they come to project within time and project within budget. Another thing that we have seen is a result due to our effort to streamline business processes. There are three key results here. standardization, role delineation, and projects and operation separation. Okay. From standardization, number one, standardization of project reporting. Okay, secondly, with regard to RFP, standardization of RFP will ensure consistency and accuracy of RFP format, which led to reduction of risk in specification. It is now being adopted as standard RFP for engaging consultancy services. Thirdly, we're talking about project identification. Okay, so the standardization of project identification. This led to a distinct separation of projects and project works and budget allocation, which allow the FRD to align their budget goals. Fourthly, we're talking about standardization of project management terminologies. So, adapted from PMI project management glossary of terms, we have standardized the project terminologies to ensure everyone use the same language. Thus minimizing confusion of using project management terms. As such, all the reporting terms and glossary of terms are used in our report. And lastly, as the ministry is an ISO certified, thus our processes, our templates and our documents has been certified as an ISO process. Moving forward is in terms of role delineation. So for role delineation, project team now can work more coherent as each one understood their role and how they contribute to projects. Therefore, the project become more focused in producing their results. You know that this has always been a challenge to a functional organization where functional works takes priority over project works. Thus, with role delineation, it minimizes this problem. So, with clear roles, we can align, clarify, and suit their functional work to the project works. Okay, we talk about the separation of projects and operation as mentioned before. As a result of separating projects and operation type of work, where PMS life cycle to be adopted, previously causing confusion between the project teams and operation team. So when we do the separation, so it has released the operation team obligation to adopt PMS life cycle. Although they are most welcome to apply if they want, but PMS life cycle is meant for project works and not designed for operational works.
This is the ministry strategy map for the year 2022. As it shows there, excellent planning and project management is one of the key strategic objectives, but they are not measured. More importantly, the definition was never agreed, and how the definition for the objectives and the KPIs, and how the KPIs are to be measured. But in 2017, we have got the project directorates now accepting the objectives and the KPIs and allocate them to those responsible managing projects. More importantly, our PMIS is agreed by the top management to be the source of data collection for the KPI and ensure that project managers enter the accurate information. So automatically we are able to demonstrate to the top management the importance of managing these KPIs. As the ministry's KPI is to ensure 100% allocated budget is spent, where His Excellency the Minister is required to report to the Parliament. And finally, let's look at our next step, the PMO plan of how we can raise our own maturity and organizational project management maturity. As you can see in this slide, we use Gartner Basic Model from stage 1 to stage 5. Stage 1, admin office, when we mentioned all of this has been mentioned in the timeline. Admin office, 2009. 2012, we moved to basic office. And then we moved to a standard PMO in 2015. And hopefully at the end of 2018, we'll achieve the advanced PMO before moving on to a Center of Excellence. So we are on track to deliver that objective with our goal to sequence to where we are now, advanced PMO to the Center of Excellence by 2020. All you see there in boxes are initiatives in each stage that we carried out. So what is next for us? For the next 12 months, we will continue to stress on the areas mentioned in the green, in the stage 4, advanced PMO, which is broader program management support to SPUs established, project KPIs are monitored, top management dashboard, PM advanced education and career progression, and building external stakeholder partnerships. And this will be explained in the next 2 slides. So we have come a long way since 2009, as you can see here. Even attaining the Center of Excellence status will not be the end of our story. Hopefully at that point, a new chapter of improvement will begin. So in the next slide, we have 3 objectives that we are focusing on next 12 months to increase PMO maturity. First, of course, our own advanced education. This is to ensure the PMO as a source of guidance in best practices. We need to become a subject matter expert in areas of program and portfolio management, business analysis, policies and strategies, for us to be able to offer better services to high level of management in our organization. Second, to support that, we need to enhance our PMS life cycles, tools and templates, making them more simpler, user-friendly, especially to the top management in providing accurate product information and analysis and dashboard. So our focus this year is to ensure accurate project data that are inputted by the project team has to be accurate. So this year we will monitor the quality of the information. And the third, once that happens, we are able to provide broad support to the top management, and our system is able to assist in decision making, especially in project prioritization and budgeting, and alignment to strategic objectives, especially in government programs. Moving forward, we have planned to step up our activities in supporting and promoting project management best practices within the ministry. There are also 3 key areas that we are looking on for the next 12 months to increase organizational maturity, apart from reporting the strategic objectives of excellent planning and project management, of course. The first area that we're looking at is to build project managers' career path and encouraging those engineers to get their certification in project management, where we are working with the directorates to maximize the potential of those certified engineers to take on the full role of project managers and responsibilities to manage the project, as opposed to currently acting as supporting and coordinating role. So, and with the incentive of a 2-step increase in their grades. So we strongly encourage the directorate to take on these opportunities, as this will also push these engineers in their project management career path. The second area that we are focusing on is pushing for fully integrated systems with our stakeholders, or rather external stakeholders, one of which is the Ministry of Finance and the Deputy Prime Minister's Office. Now, directors are publishing various reports to support these external stakeholders in different formats, which internally time-consuming effort for engineers to build those reports. In addition, there is a risk of data errors, which could have a disastrous effect on the ministry's reputation. Therefore, our initiative in the process improvement, this is a part of our initiative in the process improvement and innovation, where we are now working towards and integrating systems with external stakeholder systems that will allow for better control of data and data exchange and flow, and minimize the risk of data corruption. This will also release the those resources that are currently doing a full-time job just to prepare various reports manually, as our aim is to support the directorates to use the resources efficiently and in projects. So that will fill the gap of resource constraint at the organization level. And the third area that we're working on is towards broader business support to the top management in project prioritizing and budgeting to support strategic objectives. This aim is to support efficient use of human resources, concentrating on high priorities projects. So we hope our presentation about our journey that has given you some insight to all our journey and achievement. With that, the PMO team, from us, we thank you for the opportunity to take part in this PMO Global Awards. So thank you from the PMO team.